Hi, everyone. Michelle Palmer here with you today, and we are going to be doing some continuation of the wonderful work that Dorothy did with us in the sacral bowl of primal trust, which was about getting the fluid body moving and becoming more aware of our fluids. And my best way of exploring fluids, or one of the many ways, is through spirals and circles and finding fluidity up and down the spine through the different energetic channels. So we're going to do this in a seated position, but you can do it any way you want. You can lay down on the floor and explore your fluid on the floor like a flowing river. This is sort of more like sort of waterfall-y kind of movement, I suppose, or an ocean. You can stand and do your practice. I love sitting down practicing because it allows me to focus a little bit more. Otherwise, my whole body wants to move around and then I lose a little bit of intention. So this is just an intentional practice that you can then take in and weave it into whatever kind of flow practice that you would like to do. Just some fun ways to explore and bring about maybe elicit new sensations, new awarenesses that we haven't had before in our body. That might inform how we walk. I mean, we're going to be flowing down the road, maybe down the street. So we are tapping into our fluid bodies. I'm going to turn on some music because I find that to be often very inspiring for me, and it teaches me a different kind of listening sometimes, listening to the music and how it cues the body. So let's go in and explore our flow through the chakra system and spending some time in the sacral chakra, especially since we've been in this pelvic area for a while now. This is very exciting. I'm going to turn on the music. We're going to do this together. I hope you like my playlist. It's pretty mellow. Um, Very mellow, actually. So, allow yourself to arrive. Such a funny term, but arrive in the body. We often arrive in the head. Arrive in your body, feeling your connection to your body, starting with the earth, whatever is making contact with our beautiful mother, and then touch into the sense of your pelvis. Any sort of emotions or sensations that you might be feeling as you arrive, we'll check into them at the end of the practice. One of the things I love about movement is it has a great capacity to facilitate shift while I'm having fun. So I enter in feeling a certain way. After the practice, I leave often feeling very different. So we begin with the breath, the body, and just with the intentionality of fluid. Become aware of the space between your sit bones on either side and your coccyx and pubic bone in the front. Just begin to very gently wake up the pelvis through the spine. For this is the spinal wave. It's like a primordial wave that informs the liquid, the cerebrospinal fluid that bathes the spinal cord all the way up into the brain, nourishes our whole nervous system. So feeling the spinal wave, and then we're going to begin to slowly circle around the perineum, which is the space at the very middle of your pelvic floor, between your genitals in the front and your anus in the back. There is a beautiful knot, a seam almost, if you will, muscles coming together, but it's also a physical seam of the beginning of the energetic channel of the first chakra, and also Sushumna Nadi, which is our expansive inner golden light that connects us from Mother Earth to Source. So this is the beginning. We're going to just gently find this. You might even just breathe and notice. and you feel this. I feel if you have an impulse to begin moving, might be in your elbows or your hands or your wrists or the heart. For me, it's like the pelvis. So just a slight circling as if you have like this golden dust on the bottom of your pelvic floor, and you're just tracing around the bottom. You know, there's so much liquid that moves through this part of the body. Urine and the menstrual cycle, blood. So we're working with the fluids of the body. Circling. And feeling how the circling down at the bottom can so deeply affect the circling into other areas of the body. And there's a certain letting go that must happen. It's a release of the holding, allowing the breath to be free. We're going to move our awareness into the second chakra. Place a hand in your lower belly, between your navel and your pubic bone. Imagine a golden orange ball of light, like the sun, like a beautiful bright sunrise, or the sun as it's setting. You know how orange it gets. More beautiful than this ball. I just have this, but imagine that this ball is in your pelvis and you're now moved from the pelvic floor to the higher part of the pelvis. And you're moving in such a way that it allows this ball of golden light to trace the inner surfaces of the pelvis. So you're just moving your pelvis so easily, effortlessly, in an exploratory, curatory, new word, curious and exploratory, curatory way. Just mobilizing the energy, freeing and liberating it in any possible way. We have our uterus and our ovaries that live in this space. Bladder, the rectum. For men, we all have the prostate gland, which sits right on top of the pelvic floor. We're circling our energy around here, waking up and feeling, all bathed in this beautiful liquid gold, orange. Imagine your pelvis like a chalice, a golden chalice that's moving the liquid around. And then we're going to bring our awareness up to the third chakra, the solar plexus. Feeling the stirrings, the circlings, the funneling down below, and how it impacts. It's like that's the beautiful thing, is once we start exploring one chakra, it's like the domino effect. It starts making its way up, especially the more free we are in the movement of our body. The body is like the densest form of the expression of our energy. And so if we're really tight and taut everywhere, I curiously wonder, what's the energy like? And you can be stiff, but it doesn't mean you have to be held. So we're liberating the holding patterns. We're just going to gently circle around the lower ribs. Like this is the diaphragm, another key place in the body. A lot of nerve plexuses in this area, informing organs. Actually, all the chakras have a particular nerve plex associated with it, plexus. Bringing your hands back to your kidneys. And just slow the circle down, and maybe your circling and your exploration is slower than mine. Or maybe it's faster. We don't want to crunch the kidneys, so just keep the kidneys plump like a big water balloon in the back of your body as you circle around kidney area. You know, water is amazing. Comes in so many forms. We've got the still mountain lake, hand down to your sacral chakra, other hand on your heart. Feel what the rhythm of your fluids are like today, and they may change every day or at different times of the day. It might be a quiet, mellow expression, the bottom of a mountain lake, feeling the undercurrent of life so that nothing is ever stagnant. Or you might be a beautiful meandering river. That's what I feel like right now, meandering and spiraling through the body, slow and steady. You might be a waterfall. What would that feel like? Or a beautiful wave in the ocean, so powerful. So listen and discover. Listen to how the movement stirs you. It's like a feeling listening. Obviously, we're listening to music, you're hearing my voice, but listen to the impulse of the body and how the body wants to move. Allow the joints to release. We have fluid in our joints. We have our lymphatic system that nourishes the whole immune system. Allow the movement to move into the space of the heart. We never close the heart down, but the heart can really soften, express and soften. Expressive and softening at the same time, allowing the basket of the ribs to really be malleable. The ribs are discussed as a cage, the rib cage. I'm not caging in my heart, are you? This is a beautiful woven basket that's been made out of reeds soaked in the Nile River. Allow the shoulder blades to soften, staying connected all the while. Second chakra, third, fourth. Find that place where your hands want to rest on your own body. Explore the fluid movement around your hands, the blood. We are 78% water. Allow yourself to feel that body of water, of you. This water carries our electricity, our life force into the neck and shoulders, into the space of the throat. Allow your head to roll and be informed by the rest of the body. It's almost like a funnel. In the funnel, if you watch water move through a funnel, it has all these different ways it moves down. We're funneling. We're kind of bringing our funnel down to a point, but you might feel the funnel going up in the opposite direction, that you have more movement in the pelvis all the way up to the throat, and maybe the head has less movement. Or the funnel might be like narrow, an hourglass funnel. We're funneling movement at the top, and then it's quite still in the middle, and then movement down below. It's sort of a little more interesting idea. Just so much that you're not holding anything. Release your jaw, your tongue. Release your brain. Your brain is bathed in this beautiful fluid, this golden liquid of cerebrospinal fluid nourishing every cell of our nervous system. Circling around the brain, the third eye, deep in the center of the brain, out through the crown of the head, connecting us to Source so that as you're exploring your movement, you feel this central channel of light, the central channel of consciousness, of our aliveness that never dies, this beautiful energy of connection and the flow of life. Feel the waters of your life. You might come back to a place of stillness, of really deeply feeling how did the stirrings impact you. Anything new awakened or aroused? This is really, it's sensual movement. We are sensual beings. We move, we breathe, we taste, we smell, we feel so deeply. We hear, we presence ourselves. Allow this movement to elicit sensuality, sparking new ideas, new passions in life, new desires, new expressions of our truth. You might dip back into the spinal wave. Your breath, body, air. Beautiful spirit. And allow yourself to rest in this space. Still soft. You might feel the undercurrent of the movement still inside your soul, inside your body. Still that pulse of life. Dropping back into your awareness of the second chakra, that golden ball, orange light in the front of your sacrum. You might feel tingling sensations or a sense of expansion or grounded or rooted or fluid. So many numbers of expressions of how we feel. Close your eyes if your eyes are open, or open your eyes. Feel your connection to the earth, to Source above. Feeling the flow of your fluids, lymph and blood, saliva, the joint spaces, urine, menstrual cycle, the juices of digestion, fluid around the brain, cerebrospinal fluid. Breathe your fluid. Breathing and movement help to move fluid through the body. Now notice how you feel in your body. Scan through your awareness of all of your different parts of who you are, your whole you, and notice how you feel compared to our start. Feel your fluid, take it out into the world with you, this space of creation.